Hello and welcome everyone to another inventRight TV show. My name is Andrew Krause. I'm one of the co-founders here at inventRight, and we're going to do one of my favorite YouTube shows, which is a success story, inviting one of our students on and talking to them about their success in licensing their products. And we have Keanu today. Keanu, how you doing, man?
Andrew, good to be back with you. I think it's been, I don't know, 2 years, a
It
year.
was it was 2020. I went and watched a little bit of the last video we did. I think at that time when I was watching it, it said that you licensed three products at that point. How many is it now?
So now it's 29.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a lot of
29.
products, man.
It is, yes, yeah, it's gone by pretty quick.
And just to be clear, these are they all 29? Are they all knives that you've designed?
Yeah, so 20, I guess 28 of them would be pocket knives. One of them is going to be a multi-tool, but all of them are in the pocket knife industry.
Okay, that's a lot. So when you license, I've found that when our students license that many products, they will they've kind of built up their list of companies that they like to go to, and then they're just sending companies new products that they already the companies like, yeah, we love your ideas, we like to see more, and you see more. Sometimes it's an extension on what you're already doing, and it's like products that go along with the product you already licensed, or maybe just new products in the same space. How many different companies have you licensed to?
So I've licensed officially to 9 different companies so far,
Wow,
and in talks with, kind of on the fence with a couple of others who are kind of like on the fence still. So,
I
but
love
nine
that.
officially. Uh-huh.
I mean, because like if you had like two or something, I'd be like, okay, he's just flooding those two, but
Uh-huh.
you're spreading it out. Which would you say that's increasing your chances of success?
Oh yeah, I think so, and to that as well. I don't see a lot of so. I mean, in this industry, they're called knife designers, and I don't see a lot of them taking kind of our InventRight licensing approach to that model, right? They just kind of get in with 2 or 3 of the companies, but I think it's a numbers game. And my goal is to just try to hit every single one of those knife companies and get my products in with every single one. That was my goal. Um, Obviously, there's a lot of companies out there, so but that's part of why you got to reach out to a lot of companies.
So that's incredible. So 29 licensing deals over nine companies. That's fantastic. What is that? I'm not very good at math. What is that? Is that three per company? I'm not sure. Anyway,
I'm
three
not
times
much better
nine.
than you there.
Yeah. So, but that's fantastic. That's great. That you're really playing the game there. And these are all in knives.
Yes.
They're all in knives. So, and a lot of these knives don't have like any new functionality or utility. It's more the design. So it's nice for people to know that they can license designs too. And the companies, they value that. That's a big part of knife sales, isn't it?
Sure, absolutely. And I was kind of thinking about that a little bit more. I think the pocket knife industry is a little unique because, like, at the end of the day, it is just a new design. But a lot of what people search for in a new knife design is that perfect knife that will give you the utility, the just the versatile utility. And there is no perfect knife out there, and so there's always a constant hunt for the new design that will do that for you. And I think that's part of why I've been able to license so many designs. And I think, I don't think it'll work for every industry, but for this industry,
Sure.
that's certainly the way it happens.
Yeah, when you look at most of our students' products, the product has some sort of new functionality
Hmm.
or utility most of the time. But we have one of our other students, June, she's licensed like 80 pieces of her artwork. So she's
Yeah.
not licensing the artwork itself, she's licensing the artwork to go on people's products. She's noticing companies that have beautiful flower designs or this or that on their product, whatever it is. And then she's licensing them that artwork. So there's always exceptions. But I do agree with you. Most of the time, our students are licensing products that have new functionality, utility of some kind, and have some sort of benefit there. But in knives, the design kind of like that's a big deal.
Hmm.
Some guys like they collect knives, and it's about how pretty it is. The
Yeah.
blade quality too. But my
Yes.
guess is they're using the same innards on a lot of these things, and they're just changing the outside. Uh,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
You're spot on.
So it must be really nice to now have this list built up and then you just come up with new designs and you send it to all your companies that you work with. And that's nice there. You've worked hard to do that. And it took you a while to get there, right? Didn't it? I would think.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I can't tell you how many emails I've sent out. Probably thousands at this point. Not only the pocket knife companies, but other industries as well. I've really been trying to break out of the pocket knife industry and dabble into those other industries that I'm interested in.
So let's talk about the timeline there. When you license a knife, it's not like it comes out the next day, right?
Yeah, correct.
I mean,
I think I've heard on average it takes 18 months, but I've found that mine are taking 2 years. But I think that has to do with just kind of how the supply chain is right now.
yeah.
Those issues.
And the products are starting to come out in the marketplace now. Because I interviewed you about 2 years ago when you licensed 3, and now you got 29. So the ones you licensed a while back, those are going to start coming out, and then the ones you just licensed is going to be a little bit.
Yeah, I think this year will be a big year for me. Hopefully, I mean we're in April now. My second knife just hit the market, available now, and I'm expected a couple more to release or at least be announced this year. So it's
got to add up with 29 licenses. It's got to add up, man.
That's certainly the goal. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
I'm really just trying to focus on continuing to close the next deal. Back in 2020, once I started to see a little bit of success, the goal I set out was to license a product a month, and so it's really what I've been trying to stick.
Kicking butt, man.
It's hard work, but I mean nobody made it without hard work. So
okay. So I just want to make it clear to people that Keanu's built up these relationships over time, and every time he gets a no, which I'm sure you get plenty of no's in some of these designs, you from a new company in particular, you just made a relationship and you go, hey, can I send you more? And they're like, yeah, sure. If we like it, we like it. If we don't, we don't. And you license to one of them. So I think that's fantastic. Are you looking to get into other categories now too? And you're going to have to put some work there too to build up a little bit of a network. And are you looking to do that?
Absolutely, yes. That's something that I'm working very hard at right now. And for 2 years I was not really successful. I mean, I wasn't successful in licensing outside of the pocket knife industry. And I took a step back and I was like, what am I doing wrong? And I realized that I wasn't inventing for the marketplace like I was in the pocket knife industry, because I knew the market in and out. And so I had known, I'd been studying the marketplace without really knowing that I was doing that. And so I'm now taking that approach into the whiskey industry and drinkware, that kind of area, and applying that technique into that industry and hoping to see a better result there.
You're just a hooligan, man. Knives and drinking. You're a tough guy. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. I had to tell the joke.
Dude, through and through. What can I say? I mean, I'm just your average dude.
My wife always jokes, lose the friend but tell the joke.
Lose the friend but tell the joke.
Yeah, it's a Brazilian saying, I think. I don't know. I don't like it when she says that.
I haven't heard that one.
I don't tell a joke at that cost. Just if it's funny. So what are your goals as an inventor these days?
Yeah, just to continue to license a product a month. It's nice with the pocket knife industry that I have those contacts and can always kind of just throw stuff out there to them, because that's why building those relationships is so important. But aside from closing more deals there, trying to close some deals outside of the pocket knife industry, and that's really what my short-term goals are at this point.
So how did inventRight help you with all of this? Like, what was going on with you before, and what was going on with you after? How did it make a difference? Because now, just to let you guys know, I don't think we've officially announced this, but I think because you're in training right now. But Keanu's so amazing, we hired him as a coach, guys, and so he's in training still. Normally, we don't let people know until after somebody gets out of training, but that's fine. So you've obviously, impressed the heck out of us. But what did we do? What did your coach do for you? What did we do for you when you were with us that made a difference?
Man, just to give a little bit of backstory, before I heard about inventRight, I think like a lot of people was contacting, like looking for local attorneys and you know, to help me, you know, get patents and all that. You know, I was about ready to spend $10,000, $20,000 until I stumbled upon, you know, those YouTube videos, which are gold. Started to dig into it. I think I ended up calling you, Andrew. Started talking about the program and how it works, and you know, join the program. And Coach Paul, I mean, who was my coach at the time, I mean, the only way I could describe it is like he kind of filled that role of, you know, that you know, person. He had the roadmap, and he was guiding me through each of those steps. You know, he you know, I saved so much money. You know, I would have been spending $10,000, $20,000 with an attorney, but you know, Paul gave me that roadmap and was like, no, these are the steps, you know, it's going to take to get where you want to go. And you know, he saved me, you know, so much time and money, that's for sure. I certainly wouldn't be here if it wasn't for inventRight and for Paul.
Well, what were some of the things that he did with you, like where maybe you were a little bit off, and then he got you on track?
I mean, just every little. I mean, because there are so many little things that happen in that process, right? And you know, if you're by yourself, you're sitting there wondering, is this the right move? Is this the right move? And then you'll make a move, and then 2 years later, when you have no deal, you're like, I don't know where it went wrong. But Paul, it's like, you know, if you come up to a fork, you say, hey, Paul, you know, hey, Paul, like, what do I do now? This is what you do, and then there's no doubts, you know. So
there's like constant forks in the road.
Oh yeah,
and yeah.
It's crazy how many of those little things come up, and you don't realize it until you're in it. And it's certainly better, you know, when you have someone who's already done it.
Right. Excellent. Cool. So how getting back to that, like how important is the structure that inventRight gives you with the 10 steps? Does that kind of like take the guesswork out of it?
Definitely. I mean, because, you know, I've certainly found that, especially if you're doing it on your own, and you know, because it takes a lot of discipline, and so if you don't have that structure, you know, you can very quickly just kind of do things haphazardly and kind of be all over the place. And so that structure and that, you know, definitely helps me at least be more disciplined about what I'm doing. And I think that discipline ultimately has a better result after the fact.
It gives structure to our students, and I think it gives structure to the coach to guide the students. And you've experienced it as a student with Paul guiding you as your coach, and now you're going to experience it as a coach guiding students. But, you know, we've never had an inventRight coach that wasn't a former inventRight student. It's something that I decided to set up a long time ago. I think it was worked out fantastic because you're empathetic on what these new students are going through because you've been through it yourself.
Right.
You know, and you know you're just going to know how to guide them. I think you're going to be an amazing coach.
Thank you. Yeah, again, I appreciate you guys.
We have a lot of faith in you.
For the opportunity. Appreciate it.
And I love that you're branching out. I love that you talk about a work ethic. I think how much of this is the idea and how much of it is the work ethic?
Oh, it's definitely like 10% idea and then 90% getting after it. And I did some math there, Andrew. I think you might be, you know, 90-10 there. I think I did pretty good.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Okay, making
I need a calculator for that one.
No, I couldn't agree with you more. And even though licensing is like 1,000 is the work of running a business, it's still work, and you still have to do, you know, reach out to companies, make a sell sheet, file a PPA, you know, follow up like a whole bunch of times. Ingrid just closed a deal. First email she sent to her company that she ended up licensing to, they deleted the email. David contract with Baby Bretza deleted the email, and then she sent it again. He called her back like in 40 minutes, all excited because he didn't see it before. Right. So that persistence and work ethic and not taking no for an answer. I mean, you accept once it's a no, but getting the no.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
And so for a guy that's licensed 28 knife ideas and a multi-tool, when you're saying it's 10%, the idea, 90% the rest, you're really doing people a service because you're helping them be real about what they need to focus on. And I think with a coach guiding somebody, it helps them get through that shock. Because you go from just dreaming up ideas to actually working on them. And you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, before I talk more about that, I mean, the way I look at it is, I mean, there are billions and billions of people out there, and so the odds of someone having, at least a similar idea to what you have is very likely. And so, is it going to be you, or is it going to be them that gets, pitches it to that company first and gets the yes or gets the no, right? So that's really what it comes down to, and having a coach that, can help push you like that. I mean, I've been in sports my whole life, and so I've always had coaches around me. If I think back, like, because I played baseball a lot, so if we didn't have coaches and we were just like, okay, just go run around and figure out how to get better, I definitely wouldn't have succeeded in that. And
why do inventors think they let's just randomly do a bunch of stuff and with no guidance whatsoever? Right, Stephen and I
really have no good answer for that. I just don't know why. Maybe I don't know if inventing becomes an Olympic sport, people will be like, oh, I guess you're right. I think we do need a coach, but I don't know what it is.
I always say invent the products, not the process. We have the process, but going to have to go through the process, it's a bit of a shock, just dreaming up ideas to actually working on them.
Yeah.
And we're all about keeping it real at inventRight. You know that.
Yes.
And you're going to keep your students real too. I sent it to 5 companies. Well, how many times? Like once? It's like, no. And you'll tell them from your personal experience. No, I don't care. You might need to send it 5, 6, 7 times sometimes 2 or 3. Sometimes you get in the first time, but a lot of times you don't. And it's just work. It's just like sweeping the floor. Is the stuff that we teach that difficult, really? The business side of things? It's not difficult. People just don't do it.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. People just don't do the work.
Why do you think that is?
Perhaps fear of failure. Fear of getting a no, maybe. I'm just not sure. I think another thing I tell myself is like, because I'll tell myself, if you just put in the work, you could, like, it could pay off for you just around the corner if you just keep moving forward. And I think a lot of people, they think, it's maybe a crapshoot, maybe it'll take 10 years, whatever, to happen, so I'm just not going to do it. But the mentality that I have is just keep pushing every single day, and maybe next month it'll happen. Maybe not, but it's just around the corner, I think, if I continue to put in the work.
Yeah, love it. Thank you, Keanu. Spoken like a wise man. That's why we hired you as our latest coach. So thank you so much for coming on board. I want to remind everybody to take care and keep inventing, and we'll catch up with you guys next time. See you guys. Bye.